Now, I don't normally watch Once Upon a Time. I tried, and maybe I'll go... Is the show still on Netflix? I don't know. But maybe one day I want to go back, because it seems like the first few seasons are pretty cool. So far, I've heard nothing but it ranges from meh to okay throughout the rest of the seasons. And apparently from season 4 from then on, it's apparently become Disney, the live-action series. Because, I know, I understand that ABC, it's under Disney, so it stands to reason that ABC Family would have... Well, ABC would have Disney characters in a Disney-centric TV station. That would stand to reason. That makes sense. So, with this, I kind of had a thought, because now apparently they've gone to the underworld, they face Chernobog, the being from Night on Blade Mountain, of course, and they've encountered Cruella de Vil, Ursula, Maleficent, the Wicked Witch. Technically not a Disney film, but kind of gets lumped in there. It's not really a Disney film, but it got lumped in there. So a thought occurred to me in my little brain. That thought being, what if, and follow me, and this will never happen, trust me, this will probably never happen, but who knows, maybe Disney would be crazy enough to do this, or if I ever got a writing gig on Disney and was put on Once Upon a Time. But stay with me on this. What if, for the next season of Once Upon a Time, the villain for the season is Disney animated villains? Like Disney villains from animated shows. I mean, think about it. Disney, when it comes to villains, Disney really gets the market on that, whether it be in their films or their TV shows. And furthermore, obviously the show's being more Disney than it is, Disney live action series than it is a storybook TV show. And yes, you can argue that. Yeah, but most of the stories from Disney are from old fairy tales. True, but really we had Merida and I know they got away with it saying, oh, it's supposed to be off of it's supposed to be off of something different. But no, they used Anna and Elsa and Kristoff from the season, and then they snuck in Cruella de Vil and all these others. So really, it's kind of becoming Disney the live action series. So. Hear me out. What if they went the extra mile? Because you've pretty much used the majority of the Disney villains. Even Scar and the Queen of Hearts have been in here. No, not Scar, Jafar. That's what I meant to say, Jafar. So, stay with me. What if, for the next season, let's just go balls out and have some animated Disney villains. Let's just have Here's how I do the season. Bill Cipher gets resurrected. I don't know, pick your poison on who the villain would be, Rumple or whoever. Again, I don't know a lot about Once Upon a Time, but my good friend Melina Pendulum keeps me up to date through all her little rants, so I kind of get the gist of it. Thank you, Wikipedia. So, let's say that some villain resurrects Bill Cipher, or better yet, if you guys remember from the final part of Weirdmageddon, Bill uses this thing called the ancient spell so that he could return. What if he returns in a different form? Obviously, they can't really do a giant CGI triangle for the series. That ain't gonna fly. So what if he returned in like a more human form? Yeah, human Bill Cipher is something we've seen in fan art before, so why the fuck not just go out and do a Bill Cipher human, like a human Bill Cipher. Just get a human actor to play Bill Cipher. You need someone who can be eccentric and sinister at the same time. Not like Jim Carrey, Riddler. I'm thinking like someone who can be eccentric, but at the same time he can just switch that, he can flip that switch and be downright scary at a drop of a hat. So the whole thing with Bill would be that he's in Storybrooke. He's been, unleashed on Storybrooke, but his powers are still a little his powers are waning. They're like, yeah, I came back, but not all of me came back. So the whole story is that you have the the heroes from from Once Upon a Time, and some of the villains all like, we made a horrible mistake. Bill's probably the most dangerous opponent we've ever faced, and now he's literally wiping out everything in his path as he's trying to get his power back. Also, he's now going to unleash a new type of villains on Storybrooke. meaning that he is going to unleash all these different villains who we've seen in animated shows. My roster would be Dominator, Toffee, Negaduck, frickin' Mirage from the Aladdin animated series. And you're probably thinking, this is stupid. Well, we can't get much further, guys. We have a lava-shooting alien. Also, I think I would have a funny moment where Negaduck is brought into the real world, and, he's brought into their world. He's brought into the world of Storybrooke, and he's made human, and he's just freaking out. He's like, what did you do to me, you stupid pyramid? You Dorito chip, what did you do to me? I'm a duck. I'm supposed to be a duck, not a human. And there's a joke I want to use, but I don't want to misconstrue it and it being bad, so I'm not going to use it. So Bill just goes, oh yeah, when I brought you here to this world, I kind of, something got mixed up. Enjoy being a human. Enjoy pee standing up. Yeah. So Toffee, I think Toffee and Dominator, you could get away with easy makeup. They've done makeup before with a lot of the actors. So I think you can get away with that. But yeah, you could use other even the Mirage makeup would probably be pretty easy too. Just fur makeup, although, yeah, the actors couldn't probably be in that for a while. But yeah, you have all those villains. You could even use Draken and Shigo. Let's just throw all of the major villains from Disney shows in there. And now he's, unleashed a new type of Weirdmageddon on Storybrooke, and he's taken over, and his evil is kind of his, and his gang of villains' evil are spreading throughout the world. So Storybrooke has to call in new help. They have to, they can't defeat Bill and his friends. So what do they do? They rally all the other rally all these new heroes to save them for once. And, you could have an older version of Dipper and Mabel, you could have Kim Possible, you could have human Darkwing Duck. Why not, right? Why not? I told you this idea was completely messed up in the head. I told you this was just a really wacky, fun idea. As you can clearly see, I'm not being serious at all, but let's face it, you can't, where else could you go without needing to rehash a lot of the villains from, Once Upon a Time? Hell, you could even have him, I don't know, I kind of have this fun moment where, Bill tries to go all Palpatine on Mulan. Because let's face it, Mulan was supposed to get the girl both times. It was supposed to be with Aurora, and also supposed to be with, apparently, I guess, Dorothy. From what I understand, Dorothy and Ruby are now a couple. Yay. Good on ya. But I felt like Mulan, because Mulan's supposed to be the character that was supposed to get the girl in both situations, but she never did. So I feel like he would, go all Emperor Palpatine on Mulan and try to corrupt her. And as well as, Hook, he would also try to corrupt Hook and several other of the villains turned heroes and try to get them on his side. Well, at the same time, he's kind of doing away with all the other villains. I don't know who's still alive and who's not. Apparently Cruella's dead because she was in hell. Alright. But maybe, turns on the Wicked Witch. If she's still alive, I don't know. Again, I don't watch a lot of Once Upon a Time. I'm just going on hearsay and stuff I've seen. But yeah, have him turn on Maleficent, have him turn on, all these other villains saying that your time is over. It's my time. You guys are a bunch of has-beens. Me and my friends, we're the new generation. We're the new evil of the world. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Again, yes, I understand. This is a completely goddamn ridiculous idea. It's not lost on me. One, I just thought it was fun. I just thought it would be come on here and talk about this, because I figured, why the hell not? And two, I'm always open for discussion, and let's face it, we want some Bill Cipher, don't we? We want some more Bill Cipher. We want some more Dominator. We want all these characters, and, Once Upon a Time's been like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do more Disney now. So I just kind of had a Reese's Pieces moment. I guess that's one way of looking at it. So, yeah, that's kind of the thought process behind this idea. Honestly, it's more along the lines of, hey, this is a really stupid idea, but at the same time, I kind of want to watch it. It'd get me into watching Once Upon a Time. Yeah. So, anyway, that's kind of the really ridiculous idea I had, guys. So you guys tell me, if you could, if you could use the Disney villain, like the Disney animated series villains, Dominator, Bill Cipher, Draken, Negaduck, all the big name Disney animated villains, and you brought them into Storybrooke and made them part of the Once Upon a Time storyline, what would you do with them? Who would you, what kind of story would you want to play with that? And how would you do it? Here's an even more interesting question. Who would you guys cast as each actor or actress for these villains? Obviously, you can't get the voice actors or actresses because sometimes they don't look exactly like the actors. Although, admittedly, I think you could get Alex Hirsch to get in a yellow tuxedo and put an eye patch over his eye and a top hat, and you could probably get Alex Hirsch to do that, but I doubt he would. So yeah, just comment below, let me know what you guys would do with a idea, like, if you could bring the Disney animated villains into Once Upon a Time, as well as the Disney animated series heroes, who would you bring in, what kind of story would you have, and if you could, who would you cast as each character? Both heroes and villains. Honestly, I think you could get away with putting Jason Ritter and Christian Skull as an older Dipper and Mabel, and saying that, yeah, we grew up, and we've always been kind of dreading the day Bill would come back, and now he's back and he looks human. That's scary. That's terrifying. Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about this. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.